Boom. Just waiting for Instagram. Let's lock and load. TikTok. Boom. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Brush. It's episode 10. I can't believe it. Woo! So, episode 10. Tonight we'll have on Sean Nolan. I got to know Sean last year. He founded the Irish Paint Farm, and that's how I got to know him. A matter of fact, it was actually a post. Brian from Pretty Boy was coming over to Dublin, and I reached out to Sean about coming down to Dublin to catch up with Brian, and he added me into the Irish Paint Farm group, and I'm really glad he did, because it's filled with an awesome bunch of guys and girls now as well. So tonight is all about Sean, find out more about Sean, getting to know him, getting to know about his journey so far, what he's up to, and also the hike that he's arranged for Saturday week, 2nd of May. We are all climbing, crawling, walking, hopping, whatever way possible, up Croagh Patrick, all in aid of creating as much money as we can for As I Am, a autism charity in Ireland. But we'll learn all about that and get to know all the reasons why Sean decided to create the Irish Paint Farm and this hike. He's doing amazing work. But also, if you're watching, feel free to comment, get involved. We have put the donation link in the comments. If you're listening back to this on Spotify, YouTube, etc., please feel free, before we do the hike, to donate. Every single penny is going to make a huge difference. So yeah, thanks for watching, and let's get Sean on and have the crack. Boom.
Hello.
How are we?
All good, all good.
Yeah, listen, thanks very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know you have a busy household there, and giving up a bit of your time to have a wee drink and a bit of crack.
No worries at all, man. Look, delighted to be here.
So, Sean, if you want to just take a minute to introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are, where you're based, and yeah, all about Nolan Decorating as well.
Yeah, so I'm Sean Nolan from Nolan Decorating, based in Dublin, but we paint, well, I say Dublin, I'm now living in Meath. So yeah, living in Dunshaughlin at the moment. But yeah, so we're based all around Dublin and surrounding areas. I started Nolan Decorating up back in 2017. I was obviously serving my time before then, before the first recession. Then I ended up working in retail for a couple of years, left retail, went straight back into the decorating, started that up 2017, 18. Then COVID came, so then everything paused, and now I'm fully proper pushing it since
Going
maybe
for
late
it.
2019, 2020. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, what, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. So are you still enjoying it?
Yeah. Do you know what it is, right? You know yourself, when you do one job and you just stand back and the big smile on your face, like
Yeah.
the reward you take in actually creating something and creating the customers' ideas and everything, like it. Yeah, obviously you have bad days. Sure, that's a given with anything. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, I
Yeah.
love I absolutely love what I do. Yeah, love it.
The sun is out. It's huge. It's got everybody pumped. The sun's shining. I think it's going to be dry now for a wee while. So the exterior season, I think, has
Start
officially begun.
Yeah, 100%. You can tell, but maybe fucking tomato head on me. I only noticed it there.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I've literally just noticed it. I thought that was just a bit of nerves, but there's definitely a big white patch.
Yeah, I just noticed that there. I was like, fucking hell. Yeah, no, definitely. It makes a difference, though. I was only saying to Emma tonight when I was driving home. When you're driving home, especially because we're in Dundalk, just the farms all around, and just the sun is out, and seeing the fields, just yeah, nothing beats it.
Yeah. So, did you get your? So, are we on? You're on exterior this week. Is that the first this year, or?
Yeah, that's the first this year. Yeah, no, I know some people might chance it, kind of like Marchish, but I never do. I kind of say like usually May is when I would start, being honest. Um,
Yeah.
but the weather was good this week, so I was I had to. I was doing a job for a designer, so we did the inside back in January, and I said I'll come back, and she kind of wants to get the project finished. So I said I'll do it now because the weather was good. But generally, I would wait till Mayish time. Yeah.
I'm the same. It generally sort of start of April, middle of April, I would kick off and get on. I think we started one there this week as well, down in White Rock, lovely down by the water there for a good customer. So, but well, Dave's been down there spraying away at fencing and all this exterior stuff. So, there's
Mm.
nothing better than getting out, getting on the brush or
Oh,
the
100%
roller or the sprayer ripping and getting
in the
stuck in
sun,
the
like
old exteriors, and just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just obviously you've been in the house all winter, rain, you name it, and I just think it's a completely different dynamic exterior work because yeah, the tunes are on and yes, I don't know, you're outside, there's things happening, you're sort of people running about or kids or neighbors or something, and you'll get a wee bit of crack out of somebody.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's like where I finished this job is pretty much a city centre, and it was
Yeah.
the way things are going lately. It was the first time in a long time. It was nice to be inside Dublin and people coming up to you and talking to you and doing a cup of tea and how's your day and so on and so forth. You kind of miss that, the kind of
Yeah.
old school. You know what I mean? Like it was just
Yeah.
nice. Like yeah,
What
definitely.
I like again about the exteriors is I generally use oil based, um, on exteriors.
Go
We're
down
trying out
all
the new.
days.
We're trying out the AquaGuard exterior this week. Dave is anyway, so I'm looking forward to hear some feedback on that. But there's nothing better than getting the oil based out and just bit of brushwork and it's nice because we don't use any oil based anymore. Haven't done inside for years. Um,
Mm.
just for different reasons, whether it be spraying, but ultimately because of discoloration, it turning yellow and different things for customers, and then it takes about 5 weeks for it to dry and cure. And if you put
Oh
on
yeah.
wet sprayer, it'll be about 2 years. But yeah, um, so do you work for yourself, Sean? Do you have people work for you? Just maybe more about the business, about what you get up to,
Yeah,
what's your
no, it's
main area of work, residential, commercial.
yeah. So non-decorating is obviously is my baby, and then I'm from a family of decorators. So going all the way back to my granddad. But when I started off, it was just the odd. There would have been gaps in the weeks. You know what I mean? So it was handy. And then as I get more busier, so it kind of pulled me dad out of retirement for for a while. So it'd be kind of two of us, or do some of my own. Like, um, I am now thinking of maybe taking someone else on, an apprentice or so on, because not that I'm getting so I am busy, but you kind of have to kind of say no to jobs. You know what I mean? Like I have like my 3 months, and then it's after that I'm kind of saying like I have 3 months booked up. People are calling and saying they want more work, and I think if I had someone else there with me, you could kind of take on the extra bit. I don't want to take on too many jobs that I feel like I'm being snowed under either. So that's the kind of goal there. I think.
Well, this is where it's going to kick off, isn't it? Like, I mean, we're now at that position where we've all got work booked in, God willing. But now that the phone is like our Danielle this week, it's been ringing off the hook, but we can't do it. It's just we
Yeah.
can't do it. And whereas before it would have been, yeah, I'll get it sorted for you. I'll be there later on or next
Yeah.
week or the weekend. And it's I think this is where the awareness and habits kick in, where you keep doing what you're always doing, which is overbooking yourself, overstretching, overcommitting, and then the next thing you're so snowed under that you're working nights, weekends, and already you're seeing a huge. It's great, but the amount of advertising for painters now is massive up here. Where we are, you're seeing in the forums, we need painters, we need more staff, we need,
Yeah.
self-employed, you name it. What's the painting sort of industry like where you are in Dublin? Are things good? Are you busy? How's your year started out in terms of jobs and bookings?
Well, well, the year the so before Christmas, I had two customers had to move dates because of one because of builders, and one was because they had a child was sick, which is understandable. So then, when January came, the jobs I had booked in already for January, February, I had to then kind of accommodate the other jobs that moved before Christmas. So it was all a bit fucking hectic, to be honest with you. But yeah, like fuck, and you know what? Actually, like going a bit off topic, wouldn't be like myself. I
No,
remember
keep her
sitting in
that.
the van. I remember sitting in the van, and I was trying to okay, and you sort out this job and you sort out that job. This person ready, that person wasn't ready. Blah blah blah, and I was stressing out. And then and I drive home, and I got the best present in the world, finding out that Emma was pregnant. And I was just like, I feel a panic attack coming on. I was like, it was like
Did,
between jobs fucking cancelling and moving dates and then finding out I'm gonna be a father. I was just like, this is brilliant. But it's just like fucking
oh
timing.
well, that's amazing news, amazing news. But in terms of we'll definitely be talking about that shortly.
Yeah.
But in terms of when you do feel under pressure like that, where because I know that even myself there a few weeks back, how do you deal with the pressure of the business? When you're that busy, you need to make
Yeah.
like how do
Do
you
you know what
cope?
it is? I think I don't know if it's an if it's an overall thing because I'm like I don't know if people know I'm dyslexic, so I'm neurodivergent. With like I need to write things down, so I need to do pen to paper. And like Emma always says to me, do your list. If I have my list in front of me, then I can say, right, I'm going to ring so and so now, so and so now, so and so now. When people are texting me, oh Sean, can you fit me in, or Sean, then my mind, I feel like fucking being a child and going underneath the bed, just like close the world off. So I think I need to
Yeah,
take a second, go for a walk, write everything down, pen to paper, and then go through it that way. And if it gets to the stage, like I hate letting people down, but if it gets to the stage, if I text a customer being like, for argument's sake, sorry, Mary, it's not going to be on this day, it's going to be on this day. That's just how it is. And I have to come to realize that.
yeah,
I remember a long, long time ago when I started off, this another older player told me before, when you're doing jobs, like if you can push a job, like always have your set time, say 8 to 3 or 8 to 6 or whatever time you're going to work till. Take your breaks, and then if you finish a job, don't finish the job sooner. If the next one isn't ready to go, like push it out a day just to be doing something. Because I find what was happening with me was like even this week, I think it was Tuesday, I worked 12 hours,
yeah,
and I had to go back today because I wasn't happy with one of the doors. So there was no reason to work to 12 hours because I had to come back fucking anyway.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it just yeah, it's just so I think I'm learning to ground myself, just pull back, relax. It's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? And this will happen.
no,
But I think because but I think because I get loads of calls as well, it's because it's the social, which is brilliant. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes it can definitely come a bit overpowering.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, no, I think even for me, it's sorry, bear with me a wee second. I don't know what I just did there. So I'll have to go back. So no, for me, it's about what I find is you get quite overwhelmed because you know you need to do shit and you need to get your shit together.
Mm.
And you start where I start in my head where I get feel like it's hard to explain, like a numbness, like a weight. It's where it's I need to take care of all these things and of all these wee things I need to take care of, and then suddenly it's this big feeling that I'm feeling or I'm not doing good enough or I should be doing better. And it's
Yeah,
because you should. And that's the way of get yourself organized and do better, which is sort all these wee things out. And I don't know what it's like for you, but see, whenever you do that, you suddenly feel better. You suddenly feel
oh yeah,
on top of stuff.
yeah,
And
100%.
whereas now I'm very much all about, like you say, writing things down, making the important calls before 10 o'clock in the morning so I can get on with the rest of my day. And if I have to need to make one at 1 o'clock, like the phone rings, the phone, I get messages. I don't, I ignore them. I genuinely do. It's not because I'm ignoring them and being rude. It's like not
You're
today.
busy. Yeah,
It's just gonna piss me off or distract me. And you know what I'm like. You know, if I don't have my earphones in, I'll start talking and and I'll
yeah,
keep
you
talking,
look.
you know, because
Yeah,
you're on your own. You're on your own, and you're just like the crack's 90, or a painter rings you up, and you're chatting away about spraying or chatting away about something. But and I just find it for me, it's just to keep on top of it all, keep it really simple. I try and get up early, do my quotes, do a couple of social media posts for TikTok or whatever, and go to work, make some calls either on the way to work or before 10 o'clock, and then enjoy my day. Get stuck in, listen to a podcast, listen to an audible, then the radio, bit of music whenever I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed with fucking information. And then yeah, so it's like um it's sort of just navigating a routine, a habit that works instead of becoming overwhelmed because you know rightly um
Mm.
you everyone's gonna start feeling that um the pressure of all these phone calls, um customers, everyone needs their exteriors done. There, no doubt, like myself, where people are ringing up this week about a wall needing done or last year's exteriors. I don't know what your phone's been like, but
No, yeah, it's been the same, but I feel like it's okay to be selfless and say no as well, not try to do fucking everything. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like obviously, we're on business. We want to make the money, and I understand that. But like, if you're working Saturday, Sunday, and then you're working then like okay, and I say you'd be knackered too, but obviously you're trying to build the academy. But you're like pretty much on hindsight working 7 days, 7 days. Even though you're in the academy and you know what I mean, you're teaching, you're still 7 days. The definitely will come a time, and you probably get tired yourself. You just hit a fucking wall, and that's what I felt this week, especially. Like,
yeah. I hit the wall just before Easter, and then that week off was just like it was awesome. I was gonna come on and talk about it, and then I was like, nah, just stay off and just take a week off and just enjoy
doing
it.
that burnout,
And
yeah.
I felt a million. I felt amazing. But again, like we have another buffer week for July, and I'm looking forward to that. But it's more. It's just it's life, you know. It's not just the business, you know yourself. You could be smoking it at work and in business, and then you go home, and then it's just life happens and it's the girls are on about like headless chickens, dishes, dinner needs done, putting the
Oh yeah.
bed, you're sorting out paperwork, and then like I should have done that paperwork last night, those quotes, getting them out, and then you just sit down with a cup of tea and you're just busted, you know.
Oh yeah. No, 100%. And that's why I was only saying it today. I don't know who I was saying this. It could have been Emma. God love her fucking ears. I probably burned the ears off her. I was saying that I need to kind of stick to me 8 to 3 like I used to do. Just 8 o'clock, 3 o'clock, that's it. and then on the
Yeah.
road home. You know what I mean? Like obviously
Yeah.
certain homes, which I love. Like I love being up early, but certain customers, if they're not in, they give you the key. I'll start at 6 and leave about 2:30 or something like that. Because
Yeah.
like especially if it's far away. Like I'm working in town this week, and I think within doing the 12 hours on Tuesday, it could be an hour and a half to get home.
Yeah.
And you just fucking and you come home like and not saying that not that you're grumpy, but you're not going to be that enthusiastic to have a chat. Like, do you know what I mean?
Um, like this week, just trying to get a job finished. Yeah, I was working. Well, I finished up early one of the days. Um, but I don't know. I think see once I'm in something like I'm wallpaper, and I find it hard to sit down or stop. I
Yeah,
like
but
I have to get this done. I have to get. It's like, and then if it's raining as well, as I'm like, well, I can't go out or I can't do anything, so I may as well just put another hour in and beat the traffic. Um, but I think I don't know. I still feel a guilt finishing at sort of 3 o'clock.
really.
I do. I feel like it's a half day.
Well, yeah, well, depends on your start.
Do you know
But
what I
if you,
mean? Like,
I don't know. Like, I
yeah,
think I get what you. I know. I get what you're saying. And then like one of my best mates talking to earlier on, Adam. Like he's a carpenter. He's doing mad hours at the moment and not stopping laying floors. But I'm just like, it's going to fucking catch up.
yeah,
And it definitely before, which we'll talk about later on, like with Em and all, but like the first 3 months, well, even now still, you're it's all like having a baby is not fucking smooth sailing. Like you're anxious all the time. But for the
yeah,
first 3 months, like it was a few, we had to go to the hospital stuff like that. And I remember one week I was working a job. I was working mad hours trying to get finished, then look after herself, then back to work, then hospital, back to work. I just fucking hit a wall, like. And I said,
yeah,
and I started chatting about it. So I think you'd be very careful because, like, actually, Rob said to me, the infamous Rob Hennessy said to me, like, used to are the king and queen of the household. And if you get sick or if she gets sick, everything else falls apart. You have to be
yeah,
very careful of that as well with overworking, you know?
yeah, yeah. No, so you found out you were going to be a dad 3 months ago. Well, just over three
um,
months ago. So in terms of from being obviously you've been with Emma now a while, um, uh, and you've got Emma's two kiddos, but how do you feel your mindset has changed, um, now knowing you're going to be a dad in October? Well, you're going to be a dad in October, I think you said, was it?
oh, yeah, fuck, oh, that's right now. I'm getting a dagger in the head.
But do
Yeah,
you think it's changed your mindset completely?
I think, do you know one thing I started doing is if I'm driving the van and some fucking idiot nearly hits off me, I just shout out, I'm going to be a dad. Because I'm like, don't fucking hit me, van. I have a purpose now in life.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
maybe that's what it is.
I remember when I first found out I was going to be a dad, it was just a bit surreal. It was just like, freak, right, okay. Am I ready to be a dad? It's
Mm.
I think it was that whole what I do now, that sort of way, because
Yeah,
you
no,
don't there's no instruction manual, you know.
no, there definitely isn't. And I'm reading all the books, but all the books are just about trying to be there for herself and all that jazz. Like, but no, there's no instruction, man. I just think it's a weird feeling. It's a feeling of joy. It's a feeling of you want to what do you call it? Like you want to wake up every day and do something with your day because you want to show to this little being that's coming. Do you know what I mean? It's a weird
Yeah,
one, but like yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. It's a weird one, but I couldn't picture myself ever having a child with anybody else
yeah,
ever. Like no, yeah, even like in my past, like with exes and stuff, I think everything has fitted right into place,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, I'm very lucky. Like very lucky, I have to
And
say.
in terms of sort of Obviously, then juggling life and the business and all the appointments and things. So, do you feel, are you on top of it all? Do you feel like you're sort of, it
Not
is
at
a bit,
all.
no?
Not a fuck up. No. So pretty much. It, yeah. So I'll just give you a bit of indication. So Emma has that hyponesis or whatever it's called. Hy-
Hyperemesis.
yeah, near enough. So she has that. So like all over. Like I think last Saturday was the first time we really left the house, and we went for a walk in the village. I went for a drink and came home. When that was it. 2 days she was fucked on the couch getting sick. Like
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I think you were saying Danielle as well. So it, it's not the easiest ride at the moment. So you
yeah,
kind of like you wait for the phone to ring, and then we've been into the hospital I think 3 times, twice kind of like A&E, make sure everything was okay. She had to go on a drip and so on and so forth. And then once for our clinic. So we're probably going more than the average pregnancy would. So then obviously, because I want to go to everything. I said it from day one. I know it's harder work, but I feel one of the only luxuries you have being self-employed is you have your own time.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not answering anybody. So I want to be there for all the appointments, all the fuck, everything. Just be there for her and everything like that. So far we should have only had one appointment. We've had three. I think three or four. Yeah. So it is hard, but like it's kind of like you're never gonna get that time back again. Like, do you know what I mean? Like going to these things.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that entirely. With Jenna, our eldest, Jenna, is 10 now, but when we went for Daniel at hyperemesis, I think that's the right word, and
I can't even pronounce it, man. I'm fucking dyslexic. I'm trying to hype and eat all the fucking time.
I'm not dyslexic or
I'm flip
dyslexic.
flopping me now.
Ah, Jesus,
Half
we're going down a rabbit hole here. But same thing, when I went we went an emergency scan, and it went from bad to worse. We got really bad news and different things, and it was hard, and um, we were never out of the place, and I think for me, about to become, when you learn you're going to be a dad, you see the fairy tales, you see the
yeah.
everything, sweet, and you've found your princess, and you get your castle, and you're grand. But for me, we learned very quickly something wasn't just quite right with Jenna, and we thought it was heart problems from the scans, and then it was we later learned we got a scan done in America. I forget what it was called. Um, to find out, you were able to find out the sex of the baby. Very like
Yeah, so it's
it was,
yeah, so it's our next scan, yeah, the big scan.
and no, this was a different one because
Oh,
they needed to find out if Jenna had a syndrome and things like that. So that was scary enough, and then there was nothing enjoyable about it for us in terms of we just wanted to know she was going to be okay, and I don't think anybody really prepares you for that. Um, as a human being, a young man and woman, um, it's it was probably for me the hardest thing was not knowing how to comfort Danielle.
yeah.
Um, which was, yeah, it was tight. So what I then done was, I know we're going deep here, but we're just going where it takes me here. But all I knew was to work, and I took it all out on the work, and I just got. This is what I do as a human is I get myself even busier and busier and busier and work harder and work more hours. And like Danielle didn't leave the house, and in bed, vomiting, you name it. It was horrendous. And the
Mm.
size of Danielle it was like carrying a trailer, it was scary. And I remember going up to the appointment, and I was actually painting my parents' house at the time, and I had a squad of men with me at the time, and everyone was excited. I was bouncing about, and I couldn't wait to go up and see the wee baby and heard a heartbeat, and the nurse just went, "Uh-oh," and I went, "Oh shit," because you don't expect to hear that, and then she just
No.
went, no, I think I'm gonna have to get the doctor in." So I went and got the consultant, and the consultant sat down and said, "Look, we think your daughter, something's not right here," and basically, uh, it's either a heart problem or a syndrome, but something's not good. But listen, head you on home there. It's Thursday. Head you on
Fucking
home,
hell.
and we'll get you back on Tuesday. And have a
Yeah,
nice
no
rest of your
worries, yeah.
afternoon. Good luck to you. And we literally, you, we're walking out of the maternity ward, going, "What the fuck?" Got in the car. Nothing was said. Nothing was said. And I went back to my mum's to work, and everyone was like, "Well, well, well," and you just like, I'll never, you can't forget about that. I don't often think about it a whole lot, but just on the subject, there's not enough help for people, young couples. I don't think any couple, any man and woman, when you're being told that sort of news, and then to just be told, "The way on home there, we'll be in touch," you know,
Yeah, like
it's tight,
yeah,
you know.
I think sometimes with the professions, as in professionals like doctors and midwives, it I understand they deal with it on a daily basis, so they're very black and white. But at the end of the day, we don't deal with it on a daily basis. So you need to think that in your mindset when you're talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Um, like when because we were in A&E 3 or 4 times, and we had to keep changing. You know, your first time in clinic, we went and got a scan privately, and we seen as we call it, little Bean or Mimi. We seen well, the little one calls it Mimi, so we seen Mimi, and everything was all good. But then last week we went to the scan, as in like as we say, that first time to the hospital. And the midwife was like, "Sean Nolan, Sean's come in." So I went in, and Emma was lying there. And it was just very much like, there you go, yeah, everything seems okay for now, blah, blah, blah. On you go. There was no like, I thought, like you're saying, like in the films, that you go in and it's nice and relaxed, and here you go, and people are nicely talking to you. It's not like, but then in fairness, like they're dealing with it, every day. So I get it, but
Takes its
still, at the end of
toll.
the day, like you're saying, young couples, like fuck me, you think you'd use their see you now, see you in a week. Oh yeah, I can sleep tonight. Like you cop on. Like it's sometimes these professions they don't fucking think.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
They really don't think.
Jenna was born, she went to the ICU, and day two of her wee life, I remember the consultant saying, basically, she'll never walk, she'll never talk, she'll never do anything. I remember saying, "Who are you to
Tell
say
me, yeah.
that? Like, who are you to say this wee life isn't gonna do anything?"
Mm.
And and he said, "No, sir, I have to tell you, how it is." And I says, "I know, but there's a way of telling people.
Oh yeah.
There's a way, like, we're not numbers, we're not,
No.
you know, and like, what's awesome is obviously, Danielle, and I'm gonna say Danielle has fought, it's like, I don't I often tell, I know she'll be listening, but again, like, how much she has fought for Jenna, and Jenna's not an absolute wrecking machine. She wrestles, she has her wee walk run thing she does. I mean, Jenna is a 10-year-old, but she's like, if you see, you'll meet Jenna on
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah.
week. Jenna would look like a 3-year-old. But she is no dozer.
Mm.
She can throw a good right hook, and she loves WWE and wrestling about with me on the sofa. But like everybody, they're your everything, and they're your why. They're why I do what I do, and
Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
and it is the greatest thing ever happened to me. Jenna made me become an adult, Jenna made me mature. Jenna made me be a
Mm.
better person. She made me think about, instead of being such a selfish prick and egotistical, you name it. Jenna has brought out the good things, and people would often say, you know, I think, it's just weird, how these things play out because life happens for you, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'd agree with you. I just haven't done yet. Like Emma would be the same. Like I see him firsthand everything she's done for the kiddos, um, with everything, and it's what would you call it? It takes a strong person to do that,
Yeah.
and I think if anything, it makes your love grow more for that person. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like when we first start going out, and then eventually met the kiddos and everything like that, and you see everything. If I don't know, it kind of makes yeah, for me, it makes you fall in love more with that person because like everything they do
Absolutely.
for someone else. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's incredible. Like just
Don't get
gonna
me
time
wrong.
out. Hope we can.
Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you want to, throw the TV
Oh
or
yeah,
something at her, at times, but that's life. That's normal, that's relationships. But tell me, yes,
but
you're on
that
the Guinness. You're on the Guinness.
yeah, I'm on the Guinness. Yeah, I did want to open a
Like,
middle story.
here, tell me
Putting
this. Is the
go on.
best Guinness in Dublin?
Where?
Is it in Dublin? People say that Guinness tastes different in Dublin. Whereas I don't
Well,
think so.
where you brought us for that meal was shite.
Don't mention any names. Wow.
Don't mention the name where we went, but no, that wasn't a good point. I was just, like, oh yeah, it's the first time I met you. I didn't want to be like fucking banging the trot afterwards.
Well, if you're up again, there's a couple of places. There's Ned's in Hollywood. You didn't get in,
Yeah,
didn't go in there for a pint when you were in Hollywood. No,
no, so like
the
because I got the
Maypole.
hands,
I think it's
no, because I got the hands tattooed, we were just fucking both knackered, like because we both got.
yeah.
I got my fingers redone and the knuckles, and Emma got her fingers done as well. So like by the end of it, we were just yeah, straight to bed. Because we
Well,
were there all day in the studio, like.
if you're up again, there's a place called Ned's in Hollywood, and there's Rice's in Newton Arts where the Painted Forward event's gonna be, and
Okay.
you'll get two of the best pints of Guinness and either of them. I don't
Mm.
really know of anywhere else. I think there's a place called Fealties in Bangor does a good pint of Guinness. I was there years ago, but that was like years and years ago. And
Yeah, yeah.
Belfast, I'm never in Belfast, so I wouldn't really know a good pint.
No, I think the last one was in
If
Belfast. I wasn't drinking it, so I don't think I never had one. But I say we get a good one near the near Croagh Patrick. But there's a lovely like last Saturday we went to the oldest pub in Dundalk, the Arch, and that was a nice Guinness. But you know yourself when you go into certain places, like what it's
yeah.
going to be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hundred
when we
percent.
were when we were working in Dublin, the Guinness was top notch. Like it was good. It was
Oh yeah,
very,
some
very good.
some places are unreal, and some places are just for tourists. Like my local where my mum, obviously where I was living, the Blue Haven. That's a great Guinness as well, and it's known for being good, like just pure creamy, like you know what
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, you got me in the mood for a Guinness, huh? What was I gonna say?
I mean?
So, in terms of the Irish paint farm, for anyone that's watching painter wise and that doesn't know, the Irish paint farm, Sean started last year. Sean, why? Why did you start it? Was it you seen it? Obviously you've got the states of the paint farm, or was it what was your reasoning for starting it up?
The real reason was, where I said pain from. So yeah, so obviously the idea came from Dane Carlson, and then obviously Uncle
Yeah,
Brian does it as well. Yeah, I don't know if Dane started or Uncle Brian or whatever, but anyways, that's where it came from. And I was talking to Dane at the P&D show, and I said to him, "It's a great idea, bring a community together." And then Brian said it also. So when I first put the idea out, it wasn't last year, it was the year before last. And I literally text people on Instagram, yada yada yada, thinking of starting this thing up, gonna have a meet up, a few drinks, and fucking only three people came. Which it happened. So the originals is Liam, aka the Piggy Painter, Rob, and Adam to Dublin Home
Yeah.
Improvement. And then the following year, I was like, fuck it, I'll try it again. So this time I did differently. I just put it out on my stories. I'm gonna start up this WhatsApp group for Irish decorators. Um, yeah, if you're interested in it, just get back to me. Next minute, like that, I had 20 odd messages because
Yeah.
people seen that we've already met up. So that's right. But the reason for it, I would think, is yourself. Luckily, you work with a few lads. I work with a few lads. Majority of people don't work with anybody, so
No.
you're fucking there all day working on your own. Something goes wrong. You feel on your own. You're away with your thoughts. Yada yada yada. So that was the reason of doing it, was kind of setting it up, and we can meet up and do things and so on and so forth, events. And yeah, like I've had messages. I don't know if I'll tell you later next week who the lads are, but I've had messages from individuals from the WhatsApp group, and like they're kind of really heart wrenching messages, being like, one of them off the top of my head was like, I kind of felt like I didn't. This guy texted me. Was like, I didn't phrase. I felt like I didn't have any friends. I had drinking buddies. Now I actually have friends
Yeah.
because of this WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And then another one was like, I felt alone. Was getting bad thoughts, working alone, dealing with paperwork, dealing with this. Now the WhatsApp group is there, and I have a whole new lease of life comes to decorating business. And then, so another person who I've become very close with, he said to me one time out on a walk, working our way up towards the hike that we're all doing, he said, I was nearly a couple of years ago, I nearly tried to bleed and, end everything, end my life. And now seeing how much friends I have in the decorating business, thank God I never did. And them people saying that to me just makes everything fucking worthwhile. Really does. Like, you know what I mean? The events, the time you put into things is helping people so much, like that you don't think about them sort of things.
Well, even I mean, I think we all do, but you, you're alone with your thoughts all day. I have about 14 different voices. Not that I'm but you're like, oh, what am I going to do now? Oh, what are we going to do? What?
Yeah.
It's just the customer come into me there, they're like, you on your own, Jared? Yeah. Just who you talking to? I'm talking to me. But it's one of them things. I think even back when I first started out, you know, like you did, you just sort of had to work it all out, and you'd nobody. Nobody gets it. Painters and
No.
decorators get
Yeah.
it, and you
A
get
hundred percent. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not a definitely a trades person thing, but a painter and decorator gets it. If I go and speak to an electrician about X, Y, and Z, they're gonna go, don't know, mate. Whereas
Yeah.
when I see a painter in a shop or I'm talking to somebody, um, you can relate to it very quickly. And there's somebody's been through it. Somebody has done it. Someone has made that mistake and knows the solution to it. So
Yeah.
definitely, I've had some right few messages that are, you know, you, you don't realize the difference community makes, and having someone having that um person at the other end of the phone. It could be just a text,
Talk to.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
it doesn't take a whole lot to say checking in somebody and say, how are you? Is everything all right? And different
No.
things. Like
A hundred percent. Yeah.
I'll always say to anybody, message me anytime, ring me anytime. I might not get back to you right away, but I will get back to you. You know, because
Yeah.
yourself, you could be sitting working away, spraying or wallpapering or something, and you can't just drop everything. But If the
No.
earphones are in, yourself, you can just ring anytime. But
Yeah.
I think it's quite something quite similar with me up here. I went to the States, went to the retreat and decided, you know what? I love the sense of community over there. Again, I'd never been to a show or a decorating show, and I thought there's nothing like that in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland has nothing. Um, I don't know if is there a whole lot down your neck of the woods in terms of
No.
events, community
Crow.
driven events, supplier events.
No, you'd have your trade days, obviously. This weekend we'd have the Ideal Home Show, and to me, a couple of years ago, that was like the only thing. Like you'd have like Fleetwood there and that's where I actually met the designer I do a lot of work for now.
Yeah,
And then we had the Homer Show. No, like I had to go to the UK to start meeting
yeah,
people.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
obviously with you want to know or whatever, that's when all these opportunities came knocking because I got up and fucking got the flight and went over and met people and networked. Do you know what I mean? And that's why like
Absolutely.
people get on to me now, and even guys from the WhatsApp group, and they're like to me, "Oh, like how did you get this? How did you get that?" I was like, "Well, I got up and fucking went for it, like, and it didn't happen
Yeah.
overnight. Like, I would say I fell off a ladder just over 2 years ago, and I pulled all the fucking tendons in my shoulder. So I was sitting on the couch for probably about a month, and then I said, fuck this. I said, I'm going to actually start listening to podcasts. So listen to the Talking Tradesman, listen to
Yeah.
Kev's, the Pain Warriors episode. I was like, right, fuck it. I'll message Russ. I didn't know him at the time. Message him. It took me 3 times to message him, like, because I was so nervous. Because I never at all got in front of the camera. Did that. And then we became friends. Said to me, if you're over for the show, do the podcast. And it just mean these people, like even Liam, like the P painter, he one of my best friends ever. I would, and I'll always say, I wouldn't do my videos if it wasn't for Liam. I was so nervous to get in front of the camera. And Liam says to me, send the videos to me first, and I'll help you on WhatsApp and then stick them online. And she fucking, do you know what I mean? Like, and I'll always say it about him, and I'll always hold him accountable for who I am now, that annoying bastard in front of the camera.
But no, as you say, it's like myself. Painters, people say to me, "How do you do that? How do you go in front of the camera?" And this is uncomfortable for me.
Oh
When
yeah,
I
yeah,
first I started with voiceover, it was actually I went over to the retreat, never forget it. And we've been putting our work up for years. We weren't on Instagram. We only got into
yeah,
Instagram a couple of years ago. We we had a Facebook page and my personal page. That was it. But I remember going over to the retreat and with Nick Slavic and Moose, Christian Manhard and all the guys there. And Nick does Ask a Painter and he went live with Moose and they were going around. We were all standing in the lake with a beer and they were going around
yeah.
everybody. Who are you? Where are you from? What's your favorite thing to do? And I was talking to Jess or Jessica, Christian's wife, and I was like, "Are they going to come round and speak to us?" Oh, I said, "Oh shit, no, no." I had my big Northern Ireland accent. All right, what about you? And I was breaking it, and then they come over and, "Hi Jerry, how are you? Where are you from? Northern Ireland. What's your favorite thing to do? Wallpaper." And that was it. And it was Jessica said, "Oh, that was quite natural. It was not you did really well." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, and then I
Yeah,
was talking to Christian and Nick, and they were just like, "Just be yourself, throw it up. Who gives a shit? Just be you." And
that's exactly yeah.
when I got talking to about you see Paintworks NI as the business, the painting contractors, and then the Paintworks NI Academy, but having put work up for nearly 10 years, who is the person behind it? Who's the people behind it?
Mm,
And that was the big lesson for me, which is you see all these businesses now and things, and it's like, well, who's the person? It's your shop window, and it really got highlighted to me, and I seen the importance of being you, being authentic, and just talking about your day, your what you love,
Yeah,
and
yeah, no, I'd agree. Yeah,
it doesn't have to be this act or this bullshit. It just talk about your day. And I
yeah,
found like even like last week or the week before, I put a video up of me using a Lin scraper, and the amount of people message me, "Where do you get that tool, Jared? That's a great tool." Da, 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 da. And you're like, fuck, it's people obviously seen a bit of benefit to that. But when you talk about the process, the materials, the tools, it's quite powerful, because as much as there's now so many people online, because you'll get that, oh, everyone's doing that. No, but everyone isn't you. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. No, I get what. Yeah, I know things about being authentic as well. I think that's one thing that worked in my favor. 'Cause I never did. Like I used to be like head too, and like a lot of you do two different ones. I never did that. I kind of just did my own thing, my own music, and then I brought Sid in the mix. Did Sid
Yeah.
videos, just a different niche. I remember some people were saying to me, "Oh, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do Sid videos too," and I was like, "Why the fuck you gonna do Sid videos? If I'm doing, you know, I think like, and like Sid's me logo, like it's not like I just made up a fucking toy out of nowhere, like, do you know what I mean? But I think you have to have your own niche. I find there is too many people doing doing the same thing or copying someone who's different, if you know what I mean. Like me with Sid, some people were like, I, I remember one fella sent me a message, and he goes to me, "Oh, my girlfriend got this made. It's mad. It looks like yours. It was the Sheen version of fucking Sid. It was literally the same." And it's just like, are you all right in the head, fella? Like it's mad.
Yeah.
But I just feel like you're saying, like who's behind Paintworks around. For me, it got to that. You know what? Actually, when I started doing pictures of myself and showing me tattoos and or getting tattooed, because to me tattoos are art, decorating is art. So they all intersect. I'm not going to put up videos of me at a gig as a post because it's a relative. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in that sense. Um, so that's why I did that on my Instagram. But I remember I went to one house to price, and the customers, you swear I had a bleeding barrier on my face, like to rob them. They just were looking me up and down. And I was like, fuck this. So from now on, then I kind of said, I'm going to put me on the Instagram page. Do you know who's arriving to their home? Do you know I'm covered in tattoos? And that's it. They don't define who I am. Like to me, it's art anyway.
Yeah.
But definitely, that's why, like on my page, like, and like even my stories, like I might share tomorrow a fucking Metallica song. Nothing that I'll do with decorating, but I like the music, so I'm gonna put on my story. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And that's why I'm bringing just my full personality to my Instagram. It's not all decorating related. A lot of it is decorating related, and that's like when me and Emma went to the Donegal tattoo convention, or even Hollywood getting tattooed. I made a video of that and put it up because to me
Yeah.
it's art as well. And I think that just shows you. To me, that's me being different. It's not like here's a wall, I sanded it and I painted it, and here's another wall, I sanded it and I painted it, and yada yada yada. You kind of show more of your personality,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm kind of going for.
I think that shines through. I think massively. You're obviously, um, it keeps it, I suppose, exciting too, or yeah, it keeps it more. You're getting to know the person as well, and what
Yeah.
they like, and their, um, it's like it's you're sort of getting to know you before you even arrive to the house.
Oh, it's
So,
actually it's a
you
massive thing.
probably
Yeah.
find, I suppose, customers are going, your vinyl and your vinyls and your and you
Yeah.
it sort of breaks the ice before you even get to the customer's house in a way
Oh yeah,
too,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like it
Um,
got to the stage when I was really doing loads of Sid videos. I'd be rocking up to people's houses, and the kids would be asking to see Sid. Like fucking man, like customers' kids would be like, "Have you got Sid with you?" And I was just like, "What?"
for those
Like
that don't,
like mental.
for those that are listening that don't know who Sid is Sean's,
Oh my, he's in the
uh,
van. I should have fucking brought him in.
when did Sean, When did Sid come on
When did
to
Sean become Sid?
when did Sid employ Sean? When did you bring? When did Sid arrive exactly?
I It was before I met Emma. I say about just over a year and a bit ago. What it is like my good friend Lydia. She We were in the pub one night and she, what's it called, crocheting, yeah. She crocheted a dinosaur or something like that from my mate's child or something, and I said, Jesus, could you do me logo? Now I was pissed. I don't even remember saying it. I was just like talking shit like I always do. And I was like, oh, could you do me logo? Whatever. But fucking sure enough, about a month later, she sends me a video. Oh, here you go. And I was nearly crying. I was like, it was just so cool. So then again, because I always say it, and I said it even in the video I put up today about the hike, being like, dyslexic university, we think differently. I remember I said to them, oh, I'm going to have Sid coming out of the van like Toy Story. And everyone was like, what is he on about? But it fucking worked. And the video went viral. And then I just kept doing all the videos with Sid. I haven't, geez, I haven't done any videos now with Sid since Christmas. But it's just, it's hard because I'm so busy now with everything and the hike. And now he's coming on the hike with me. I'll have him in my backpack for the hike, 100%. But I have in the van. I have him like strapped up beside me, and there's a lot of traffic. I'll be like, "Fucking hell, Sid, we went the wrong way here."
How
I think we
quickly can you get out? How quickly can you bolt out and get Sid?
Do you know what? I guess Sid and I grab a can from the fridge.
Go for it, quick as. So everybody, next Saturday week, May 2nd, myself. There's so many people, it's hard to rhyme off all the names. But the guys have been working hard, training. Sean's doing this barefoot. He's been practicing with Rob Hennessy, Nicky Moran, Colin Byrne, and who else? Every weekend the guys have been getting up and doing some training and getting out there, but also having those conversations, having the crack, and they're part of the Irish Paint Fam group, and it's class. So if you can't donate, we're trying to raise as much money for the charity as possible. The link is in the comments and will be posted underneath. So if you have 50p, a pound, a
Anything.
euro, a dollar, I don't know, yan or yen. Everything's welcome. Keep her lit. But you'll be hearing lots about it over the next week. We're gonna be pumping it, and everyone's gonna be really going for it to try and make as much money as possible. I think you're nearly at €6,000. Is that right?
We're nearly at 6. Yeah, and do you know what's fucking? I thought a grand was out of the picture,
I
and
remember
smashed that. Yeah, yeah, smashed in the first week. Mental, and like it is. And don't get me wrong, like we were talking before off camera, and it happens in life. Some people can't make it now, and you get like fucking disheartened about it. But I always said, at the end of the day, I'll walk it on my own. Like we raised the money. The main thing in this was to bring awareness,
Yeah.
and I think we've all 100% done that. And even Stuart from the Paint Fan, like Stuart told me when I first met Stuart, and me and Stuart are really good friends now. He told me that like he was told, oh, he's like going hiking. I wouldn't go fucking hiking. Like Stuart's mad for his cowboy boots and all. And then now he's fucking getting up on a Sunday fresh, going on hikes and everything. And it's
Yes.
gave him even a whole new perspective of life.
Yes.
And get moving. Like at the end of the day, to me, right, it's like the Irish version of the full Monty. We're a lot of decorators. We're not taking our kid off, but we're getting up and going hiking. It's just it's mad. Like,
Here, we don't know. On the Saturday night, there could be a few things getting thrown off. But anyway, what was I gonna say? No, I mentioned that over the last lot of weekends, you've been getting up with Rob, Colin Byrne, Nicky, and Stu
and
as
then
well.
Stuart, yeah, Stuart,
Yeah.
Rob, Nicky, Stuart, yeah. And then hopefully, are going well. Next week, I'm meeting Adam Harris, the CEO of. Oh no, this Saturday. Jesus, not next Saturday. Next Saturday, I'll be in Croagh Patrick.
Get your boots on, big man. Let's go. No. Look, Paint It Forward is 30th of May. And the only reason we're in May this year is because Danielle went and booked a 2 week holiday in June, and we had to move it forward. But you like I said to you, look, there's no point thinking about the people dropping out or people not now able to make it. That's life. I think
Yeah.
the big takeaways is you are bringing people together. You've already raised almost €6,000. We're gonna have lots of fun and look at the difference every single person involved is making.
No,
And
100%.
that's just, you know, people coming together, donating their time, donating their money, and having fun with it and making a difference. And every single one of us can do it and create our own wee event. It doesn't need to be, everyone has the power to do that. And if it encourages one more person to say, you know what, I'm going to create an event or I'm going to do something, that's what it's all about. And I'll
Oh yeah.
fully support anything. And I know you will as well. Um,
Yeah, like I think, like you know yourself, in the island of actually, of Ireland, myself and yourself are the first that kind of said, let's do events. Both ends of it. For years, that's never happened
no.
ever. And like even go to the shop, like even Stuart now, me and Stuart are best of friends, but I would have known Stuart
Yeah.
pre, the paint fan. And I remember like looking at his work and all, like even Keith, who you had on obviously before.
Yeah.
I remember hearing Keith on the radio. Probably would have been 2018, and I heard him on the radio talking about decorating. I remember thinking, "Fuck me, I'd love to be at that stage one day." Now I consider Keith a very good friend of mine, and he helped
Yeah.
me a lot with certain things like doing contacts with certain companies. It's just meant when you sit back and realize that these are all different decorators in the same area or all over Ireland that would never talk to one another getting paint. Just get paint, go to work. Now they've
That's
all
right.
come together and they're gonna hike together. It's just fucking mental. It's the first time it's ever happened. It's just mad.
Yeah. But and also a big mention of Keith and his awesome AI. Uh, his AI talents are incredible. His videos and his
Oh yeah.
he did his own music video, didn't he, for it?
Yeah,
With all the characters.
he that song he wants to hopefully if we can get played in a pub or a hotel afterwards. The
Number one.
ballet got made. Yeah, it's a good tune. Like it's a good
It's
tune,
brilliant.
but like I just have it playing in the van and all. Like
Uh, the but it's like everything else. It's not as one person you can't do it on your own. It's everybody involved, keeping her lit,
yeah,
doing her bit. Everyone has a part to play, and I would like a
100%.
bigger. For me, my biggest goal is to get something for um painters in up here where I am in Northern Ireland, the north of Ireland, whatever. Um, but also the island painters and decorators are not protected enough. There's
Mm,
not enough support. There's not enough mental health assistance, financial advice, you name it, right across the
yeah,
spectrum of stuff as a business owner or someone out there just going out on their own. There's nothing to protect them. There's nothing to say here, look out for
this is how you do this.
this, and this.
Yeah,
There's nothing to, like for me, I would love the events where whether it's marketing, whether it's pricing, whether it's how to uh, create your own bill of quantities, your own sort of not software, but your rates. um, how to help you make money properly,
But
how to
who's
be,
saying there's not
if
though?
that for me, it's not governance. It's something that works. It's something that's
No,
grassroots. It's you know,
yeah, no, it's like when I went out on my own, it was more so about getting the jobs in. It
yeah,
wasn't learning what's your wage. It wasn't learning what are your price, and it wasn't
yeah,
fucking. You like I remember like obviously when we had food when we were in Hollywood at the time when me and I met you, like we had a great chat, and even now still I fucking look at as you were saying previously in life, like no one's ready for what happens in life. You just learn as you go, and that's life. Even now
the
still I
building
still make
blocks,
mistakes. No, yeah,
the bu-
100%.
the building blocks.
It's so important because you think like um even one of the guys in our group, young Adam, like AH Painting, give him a follow. Anybody? He's
Boom.
gone out on his own now, and he's gonna be on the phone to me a lot about pricing or remember your day like doing photographs and stuff. That's all relevant, but it's the other stuff that's more important, as in like insurance and all this sort of insurance and van and your cost. You don't know what is your cost, like your fucking diesel, your tolls. I never thought of any of that. Like if I did a job and I priced Frank's like a full room, I don't know, like 900 quid, not considering the paint, not considering me diesel. They give you 900 quid, that's great. But it's not 900 quid, it's probably 500 quid.
Yeah, it's just guessing.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
It,
gambling. That's what it is. It's gambling. Now that I look
but,
back, it was just fucking gambling, and all the money went to the house. It never went to me. And that's what it felt like. And it's like it doesn't need to be like that. It doesn't. It's
no,
bullshit. And people say, you'll get people saying, "Oh, don't help anybody. Or don't tell them how their prices." And again,
but,
TikTok last week asked me how much I charged per day. And I was like, why do you ask that? Why are you asking how much I charge per day? He says, I just want to know. And I was like, I don't charge by the day. I charge
I
by the
can find a
job,
job, yeah, yeah. But Jerry,
So
but what you would charge to what I would charge to what say Rob would charge, what Stuart would charge, it's all completely different. It's on your financial like what you actually
that's right.
need, like you explained before. So when people say to me like, "Oh, I seen this job, and what would you charge for that?" I'm like, "Well, how far away is it from your home? Are you on the motorway? Blah blah blah." There's all different things to actually charging for it. Like not everyone's the same, but definitely, I think there is a thing in the market for maybe, who knows, maybe next year we could start up maybe a 1 day fucking, I don't know, conference or something like that.
No, I think I'd like something. I know there's the master painters. Is there the Irish? Does the Irish have a painting body or something like that? But I'm looking something that's protecting painters. I'm looking something that's actually a customer's giving me a ball ache. Um, they're saying my work's not good enough, even though it's meant something that helps them there. I would like something where as a
You mean like
collective
avoid
we
it?
can get
Yeah, that
as
protects
a
the, yeah,
collective we
yeah,
can get better insurance rates. As a collective we can get better paint rates. As a collective we can get help with all these stumbling blocks, and it's all the same stuff. It's exactly the same thing for every single painter and decorator out there, the UK and Ireland and the globe. Let's be honest.
yeah.
So, but the difference is we're all good at talking about it, and we're all good at sort of saying, "Yeah, good day," or "This happened." But what if we could create something that was actually genuinely gonna assist and make us better businesses, make us have better time, give us a better social life? All these things that assist us, not is up against us, because we're fighting.
Yeah.
You're constantly getting pushed back at. So I had a decorator there recently, who a customer. owed them 2.5 grand because they had a couple of snags and they weren't paying for it, and they were just giving this guy hassle.
Yeah,
And it's things like that, and it's builders, and it's contractors, and it's all these people that know the system better than us, that
yeah.
know how they can get us and how they can make sure we don't get paid. And it's nothing personal, it's not emotional, it's just a simple fact that people have jobs to make sure we as contractors don't get paid. And that
Mm.
sounds mad, but that's a
No, but
fact.
it definitely, that's why, because when I started, I did work for one builder, and it wasn't a whole lot of money. I think it was 200 quid at the time, but I was left chasing it, and every week, because I was always told by my dad, was two things. One thing was, I in my where I get my paint, I don't have an account. I just pay on the day, because that's why he did it. That's why I always do it, because otherwise you can build up too much, and then you're trying to fucking pay off other bills. And then with builders and all, I always, even any job I do, I take a weekly payment. But this builder, I think it was two, 200 quid I was left chasing. But every week I was left chasing for something. And then another builder I worked for, he let me short a grand. And you're chasing someone for a grand. So now I won't work for any builders. Because like, these people leave an effect on you as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Like certain customers. Like I have terms and conditions in my invoices now. That didn't come out of nowhere. That came because I got fucked over by certain customers. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
someone on TikTok's just said, "Don't leave as much in the job. Do a good job, you get paid." Yeah, 100%. In terms of payment terms, absolutely. I'm not talking about just that. Also, I'm talking about where you even that bit you've left at the very end, that 10%, that 20%, that could be one, two, three, 10 grand. It's
Oh,
still a lot
easily,
of
yeah, yeah.
money, and it's just looking at it from a bigger sort of. You're
Perspective,
absolutely
yeah.
right. You're absolutely right with that comment, and I've talked about it before in the Academy group on Facebook about your terms, conditions, deposits, 100%. But even with that, you still have that possibility of a customer saying, "Not today," and
Oh,
that
yeah.
is true. That's the reality of it. And if it's anything over small claims, you're going to county court or maybe even higher up to try and get that money back, and you won't get it back. You're going to end up paying solicitors' fees. You're going to end up paying a fortune, and that's the reality that we face as business owners, sole traders. So it's just I'm aiming. I would love something that protects the industry better and allows us just to enjoy our day because um,
No headache, yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever else. It's lovely seeing all the nice work. It's lovely seeing all the befores and afters. But are you making money? Are you running a successful business? And ultimately, are you happy?
Yeah, a
You
big
know,
difference, yeah.
that's sort of what I think is the most important thing is you're getting rewarded properly for your time that you're giving up every day to go out and color in.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're saying, but I think it's down to the person as well. As in yourself, myself. Do you know what I mean? Like that. It's a learning curve, but when you go to price certain homes, like I have a list of red flags in my head, and if a customer ticks one or two of them, I know myself just to walk away. And then price them much to, you know what I mean, to add on. But I know what you're saying. At the end of the day, you go do a job, you get paid correctly. Yes, it can be a bother if the customer doesn't pay you, but it's down to you as well. I think as a person to know what you're charging.
I certainly eliminate a lot of it because it's like you say, you're checking the customer out. Is it a good fit? Do you get a good vibe?
Mm.
Um, are they efficient with their deposit? Are they good crack? Or, are they happy with your terms and conditions? Um, yeah, just that's like I'm very lucky, touch wood. I haven't had any issues in a long time because of these measures. I'm
Well, you
protecting
know
myself.
beforehand, yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
talking about even personally, even myself, but ultimately also listening to other painters and hearing their stories and seeing what's still going on. And it's shit because like that £1,000 at 600 quid, that you name it, it's the difference between a profitable job and working 2 weeks for nothing.
No,
You know?
100%. Yeah. And it's happened in the past, or a job goes over, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
But I think you learn from it. And I think it happens to everybody maybe once or twice, and then you know yourself. And it's like even for me, for ages, like if I was doing a job and I went over, or the customer wants more than five, extras, like no, like one or two little small things, I have no problem doing.
Yeah.
After that, I'm
Yeah.
like, well, look, the way it is now is that's going to be an added-on price or an extra day's wage, and you just have to fucking say it. And I always, we just try to say to people, and I said to one of my friends the other day, is Nolan Decorating is a company, um, you know, a flooring company is a company. It's not Sean. This is a company. It's Nolan Decorating. You wouldn't get
Yeah.
lads doing floors from a massive company, or windows or whatever, and ask them to do a little. Oh, you just do this extra. No, it's the company that's doing the extra. So it's that mindset that you're the brand, like you are it. Do you know what I mean? In that
Absolutely.
sense, you're
No,
not
you're
one
a
single
hundred
person.
percent right. And like again, I find that by just taking a photo or a small video, WhatsApp to the customer saying this is what you want done. Additionally, here's your price. Not I'll get the price
Yeah,
at the end, and then the customer's not protected, and then suddenly somebody's took the piss. But I find, if you're gonna ask somebody to do something, just a simple photograph or a video. This is what you want done, Betty. Yes, please. This is what it's going to cost. 150, £200 additional over cost. Are you happy enough with that, Betty? 100%. Do you want a cup of tea? Sweet ass.
yeah.
At least
No,
everyone knows then,
but no,
and you're
but like,
protected.
see, yeah, like I was at fault for it for fucking ages, and then my mate Adam, like, there's an author group, the carpenter. Adam was like saying to me, "You need to stop doing it." So like, it's like even one of the jobs about 3 weeks ago, I finished everything, walked away. They got kitchen put in, they got wardrobes put in. And she, oh, Sean, can you come back? There's a bit of touching up to do. And before I would have said, yeah, no worries, a bit of, I'll paint that wall, and see you later. I was like, no, bollocks to that. I was like, if you want me to come back and do touch ups, this is the quotation for a day's wage.
Yeah.
Because before I'd never do that. But at the end of the day, like, maybe because I'm going to be a dad, I'm like, no, I'm not taking no shit no more,
Were
or
these their
something.
damages?
The what, man?
Was this damages?
Yeah, so like, yeah, so I finished the house and walked away, and everything was perfect. And then your woman decided to rip out the kitchen, get a new kitchen put in. She said,
Ah,
"Yeah,
right,
wardrobe
sorry.
put in." Yeah, yeah. So like, there was bangs and everything.
100% it's gonna be chargeable.
Yeah,
Uh,
but before I just would go down of a Saturday or a Sunday for an hour and touch stuff up. But
no.
like, no, but that's just my characteristics. I'm trying to think now in the mindset that it's not Sean, it's Nolan Decorating, it's the company,
I just
and
think
that's the way
if
you
you're
have to think about
clear,
it.
if you're clear with people, then it is what it is. Like I still get caught out, like I'm not gonna bullshit. There's still times where, like even recently, doing work for, taking people's word for granted that said, look, can you do X, Y, and Z for me? Uh, yeah, no worries. Like the paid every other time, no hassle. And then you do it, and then suddenly you put the bill through. And did you get clarification from the? Did you get to go ahead from the QS to the office? Well, no, because every other time you've asked me to do it, it's been done and I got paid.
Yeah,
Uh, but because suddenly he's gave me the go ahead for something that he shouldn't have asked me to do, now he's getting shouted at, and so I think we things like that just remind you just to catch yourself on. Don't forget,
yeah,
keep
yeah.
everything tight,
Yeah.
and that's okay
No,
too.
100%.
because if you're running about there, you know, like fucking, you won't get anything done. Am I getting
No,
paid for
no.
this? Am I getting paid for this? Can you, but it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
it's just those wee things that can just protect you, protect the business, and make sure you're getting paid at the end of it. But
No, 100%.
I seen recently, um, oh, was it last week? Somebody said about, what's a good rate for a painter? And it was Sunday, that's what it was. A guy asked me on TikTok, he said, how much do you think I should be charging in my area? And he's in England. And I just went along as a piece of string
Mm.
because it's like you could be an apprentice, you could be someone that's the best painter decorator. You could be someone that sprays wallpapers, the multi tool I call them, or the Swiss Army knife that has all the
Yeah.
skill sets. And you could be the jack of all trades, master and all. So it's like, but it's completely irrelevant. Going back to what you mentioned there at the very start was, until you know your operating costs, you're walking into the casino every day. That's my opinion.
I don't know exactly. Like what I would have charged, what I would charge now compared to what I charged a year ago or 2 years ago, isn't the fucking same price.
Yeah,
Because for starters, I've more knowledge. I'm using different products. I've
yeah.
dusted sanding equipment, and I remember like even a return customer who I had for a while. She asked me to price the house, and I priced it. She's like, "Oh God, like I know you're very good, Sean, but I wasn't going to be that high." I was like, "Because things have gone different now, and I have all this equipment, and yada yada
No,
yada, and that's just how it is."
you want to make money now. That's why,
Yeah, no, 100%. Like,
But when we caught up in Hollywood that time, you were sort of saying to me, look, you needed to make changes. You were going to make changes. You were realizing different things. Has there been, what's that been now? Jesus. Has that been,
have I now?
how long ago was that there? Few months?
So I thought it was a year. It's not a year ago. It was during the summer. It
Was it during the summer?
was it? I'm trying to fucking think. Uh, It was the summer because we were meant to go on holidays, and Emma fucking she had back problems, so we couldn't go away. So we decided to travel Ireland. Why not? Get tattooed for a
Absolutely.
year. Yeah, because we met a tattoo artist at Donegal, Connor. He owns a tattoo studio in Hollywood. I fucking loved Hollywood. It's gorgeous
Oh, it's
town.
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
It really, and the people were so lovely as well. It reminded me of being like in the Vicar of Dibley or something. I don't know what's that. It
I
was
don't
just
know if it's
so
ever been
fucking.
called that, but it's a nice part of the world. It's lovely down there, the beach, and some
Oh,
nice
definitely. Yeah, I
houses
just
and
thought
different
like,
things.
yeah, it was just everyone was just fucking pure friendly, and even the B&B, the Airbnb we were renting, homemade fucking bread and eggs and everything. I don't know, it was a nice getaway. It was a plus meeting yourself because I never was thinking that we could have like met up. Like it was just
Yeah.
ideal. How the fuck did we talk about Hollywood? Oh
I'm
yeah,
sitting here
the,
thinking what we're talking about. No, we were talking about, obviously, when we were eating dinner. We were having a chat about business, and you had said you were going to be making some changes, about money, about rates, about you know your
yeah. So I have.
profit and things
I
like that. So I'm asking you,
have I
have you
yet? Yeah.
implemented them, and how is it going?
So it's kind of catch 22 because I have in some situations, and so the last big job I was on, and I have another big job coming up. They were priced pre Christmas or pre when we were talking. So
Yeah,
because so they've carried on through. And in fairness, I have changed my terms and conditions in the sense that a woman texted me last week. She goes to me, "Hi Sean, happy to go ahead. Been very busy." And I was like, "Right, well that price I gave herself was 6 weeks ago. That price has now changed." So I
yeah,
have changed certain things like that.
yeah,
Um, But the likes of the big jobs I haven't because we agreed, I received money off them and they just got cancelled. But going forward, I have definitely upped my own price. I think now I need to sit down again because, situations have changed. I'm not living in Dublin. I'm living in Dushochlan. I have more diesel. I have more, I've toll bridges to pay. So I
Yeah.
am thinking logically like that. It's like the job I finished this week. I had to go back and finish it because I did the inside. So I left. I think I left 500 quid. Oh, I'll leave 500 quid. Go back and just finish front and back the windows. It's no way at all was it a big job. And you get paid. You're like, oh, that's 500 quid, but it's not 500 quid. So now I'm kind of
No.
realizing these things as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
It's just keeping, as I say, on top of it. I'm still doing it. I'm still trying to make sure,
Yeah,
like every single job, just job costing, making sure like what did I actually make there? Did I go over the materials allowed? Was it still enough? Because obviously materials are going up. We don't even
yeah.
realize like tapes being put up X amount, paint's going up X amount.
Everyone
You'll
because
go in
fucking
and you don't realize, but it's being done so gradually that suddenly, hold on a minute, what am I paying for that? Oh, things have been,
yeah.
like we're starting to feel it more in the shops. We're starting to obviously get the diesel. So what you're charging at the minute is not, you're not going to be getting the
No,
same money off the job as you were even 2 months ago.
no, exactly. But if you think of like, if you're fucking, I don't know, Mary again, dear old Mary, and she's
Mary
working
again,
in retail.
Mary and
Yeah,
Betty.
yeah. An awful lazy bastard, that Mary. No, if you're,
Worth a fortune, though.
well, Mary's
Ah,
working in retail, and the wages are going up and going up. Why isn't Sean's wages like? Why am I not earning more? If there's like, if the government say right, it's going to be like more added to minimum wage, then my price should go up as well. To compensate that. But it's like you're saying with the diesel, like and everything, like paint is made from it too. You know what I mean? But it's like even before, like even Keith, like Keith's fucking stone mad. I love him to bits, but he's so knowledgeable too. Like he's been very, very, very good with me, in the industry, with loads of things. But one day I was talking about, I never even fucking thought of it. I was, doing a job, and I says to him, "Oh yeah, price X amount." And he said to me, "What?" I said, "Well, yeah." And he said, "Well," he goes to me, "But you're using Q1 also." Well, the best tape out there. Q1 all day. But anyways, he was me. I had to get a promo on there. But he's like to me, "You're using Q1, you're using whatever." I said, "Yeah, but sure, like, I get a discount." "Yeah, but you need to add the full price in," and that sort of stupid shit I wasn't thinking
yeah, yeah,
because I'm still using it, but I should be adding that
yeah.
into the quotes.
No, it's just obviously everything's gone up on us, and it's just making sure we keep an eye on it. And but no, the like diesel and just everything's just
Oh, everything, yeah. Oh,
through the roof.
it's
So
fucking
naturally,
mental. Like.
the rates have to go up. You know,
I know, but
it's a
but
knock-on effect.
no, definitely. The one thing I realized as well is like your self worth and you know what you need to make. So if you do a price and the customer's like, "Oh, that's too expensive," that's no problem at all. Thank you so much for your time, and
Yeah,
that's it. Because you know what you have. And I know there was another fella in the WhatsApp group. I think it was fucking Adam again. Was like to me, "Oh, like shooting up my price." I said, "What you say back is thank you so much for your time," because they'll remember that you were nice back to them. And in the future, they might, their friend could be asking them, "Well, this fella said thanks so much," and he was, nice about it as well. It's just psychology. Like I'm always like, you're right around when talking about pricing houses and talking to customers. When I walk into a home, I always look around, do a complete 360. And if I see anything in that house that reconciles with something that I'm into, I'll talk about it as well as the job. Because then you hit that
that's
personality.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
It's
I always do
like
that.
I priced a job up there last week for a customer. We did it for in 2015 or 14. Now, this was the kitchen, the full interiors, the It was huge job, but my rates were just. Uh, Danielle looked at me like it was embarrassing. Everything was sprayed. It was the top notch finish, you name it. And I think I touched on it there. Was it last week's episode? No, it was a couple of weeks ago. And we worked it out, and it was nearly double, if not
That's
more,
what I was
than what
thinking.
it
Yeah, I was just thinking
was.
when you said it.
And it was just priced correctly. What they don't
Yeah,
realize was the first time round they got an absolute bargain, and I didn't make any money off it.
yeah,
So Danielle, I just like that's it, send it on. And the customer came back and said, "Look, Jared, at the minute we didn't budget for that. Um, they've obviously budgeted for what it was the first time round, going off the maybe allowed a bit more." And I just explained, well, I just said, "Look, no problem. Um, sorry, I can't help this time,
yeah.
but that's the rates now, and that's it. I let it go, and I know rightly that they'll be in touch again whenever maybe they've got the
No,
money,
but
or
yeah,
whenever
exactly.
someone else goes in and it doesn't meet their expectations of what we
Yeah,
delivered. And I
yeah,
had a painter there last year say to me, he was snowed under, and he says, "I just don't want to let it, like they're good customers, and I don't want to let them down." I says, "Eddie, or Eddie, I says,
yeah,
it is what it is." I says, "You
yeah,
just got to tell them you can't do it, and guess what? They will get somebody else in. Just like if we can all be replaced tomorrow, that's
oh
it.
yeah,
It's a service. When somebody wants something painted, they'll get whoever and whatever needs
yeah.
to be done to get it painted. However, what happens then is that they're a good regular customer that knows the relationship. They're buying you, they're buying into you, your service, your standards. That person will come in and they won't match the standard you've set, and they
You've
will
done,
come
yeah.
back again going, "Please be my painter again." And you can
No,
go,
100%.
"Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
100%." And it's good to walk away sometimes, but as you say,
Well,
on good terms, and just say, "Look,
no,
thank you.
yeah.
Hopefully we can
Thank
do
you. Yeah.
business again." You know?
No, because I think it's so important how you carry yourself. To be like, oh, for fuck's sake, you didn't go for it. That's okay. Just be nice to them back because I find like Mary, that L Mary.
Hail Mary.
If you said to Mary, "So sorry, can't do the job now," then Mary gets somebody else in. A couple of months later, she's sitting in her kitchen with fucking Bridget, and she's just like, "Oh, the paint wasn't great, but this decorator wanted. I couldn't afford it, but he was very nice to me. Was very polite afterwards." And that's happened to me twice. Twice I've got a job from a job I didn't get, but they get money with their friend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Being
But
nice,
that's
being
it.
nice can
It's
cost nothing, but
keeping
it can work for you.
I think a lot of the time it's emotion. It's just that we got on, I used to be very emotional, very, "Ugh, I've let them down, I've let them down," or "I don't want them to feel like I'm the worst guy in the world because I can't do that job for them," or, I don't
Yeah,
want anyone else to get it. That was the other one, the ego, but I was the ego. I don't want you to have it. I don't want anyone to have that. That's my customer. But you ultimately you lose because you don't,
oh, 100%.
you'll end up losing the customer anyway because you'll not uphold the standard they're used to. You'll rush it. You'll throw somebody at it that doesn't even work for you to get it done just to get the money in, and you end up making no money on it anyway. So it's like
Yeah.
if they can either wait, great, but let it
No,
go
100%.
and don't
Yeah, yeah.
think any more about it.
No, I think it's is it a learning curve? I think it's like the roll of the dice. You just have to up your prices. You're not going to get everything when you up your prices, but when you get a job, it makes up for the prices you didn't get. So you kind of have to
Yeah,
just go for it in that sense as well. I think, hundred
yeah.
percent.
And even at that, it's not being scared to charge what you need to charge. I used to have a big issue with that, and like years ago, I would have been like, "Oh Jesus, they're gonna think I'm this," or charging for it and
Yeah.
putting in that price, and you know, I was expecting like a nasty message or a phone call going, I'm in the hospital with a heart attack, but it was like then they came back and was like, "Happy to procedure, let's go," and you're like, "Okay, hold on a minute, I can earn that sort of money, I can."
Yeah.
Go for it, and the more you do it, the more you build the muscle and the confidence. And it does give you a confidence boost whenever you put in for X amount per day and you're like, nice. Or
Yeah,
you've
no,
done your
100%.
job and you've priced it properly. And at the end of it, you look at what you've made off the back of it, your profit, and you go, I made some really good money there. And that's exactly what I should be making, you
No,
know?
exactly. Yeah, no, it is. And then, like, as soon as you might price a job and you'll come down because you think it's too much, and then you fucking get it. You're like, ah, shite. I should have put more on top of it. Do you know what I mean? As well.
You might want to just plug the hike here a wee second. I might have an asthma attack. I just need to take my inhaler.
So for anyone watching, Jerry won't make it next week.
That's never happened before. I could just feel myself getting wheezier and wheezier. And I had to text Danielle to say, could you bring me up that inhaler before I pass out?
Really? No,
Ah,
no.
don't,
I've
so,
asthma also. I've asthma too,
so,
man. And like I'm doing it every day. And at the hike, I'll be carrying my inhalers with me. Yeah.
do you know what it is, right? I haven't had it to use an inhaler in 5 or 6. Let me see. When was the last time? No, it was working in Dublin. It was working in Dublin. We were down, and it was compound. So
Yeah.
compound is lethal. See if you're using compound and you're sanding, and I was spraying it, and I was having reactions. So like my chest would get wheezy. But I think it's the property I've been working in. I don't know whether
Old
it's
school, like you said. Yeah.
it was the underlay, and I said even the customer was saying her chest was feeling a bit. And I think it was down to the underlay. Underlay. So bear with, I don't want to be doing this on screen here. We're taking the old puffer. Anyway, thank you. Sorry about that, everybody. No, so and so I don't know whether it's just it's something's catching me and making me go, but
No, but it could be I'd be fucking, and I haven't smoked since the baby reveal, which is great. So obviously I haven't had a fag
brilliant,
since
happy
fucking
days.
then. Yeah, but I find though, like when I was smoking, I'd be wheezing. But I have two inhalers. I have the blue one that you have, obviously, and I have another one. I can't really remember, but I do it like every day. And sometimes now I'd be lying in bed and I'd be wheezing like fuck. But like same with the underlay, we were in the house 2 jobs ago and we put the carpet up and it was like fucking glued. Next minute, my fucking whole arms were all in a big rash and everything. So probably the fucking the messes or something. But I'd use me inhaler like. But I'm gonna bring mine on
Oh,
the hike as well, like, cause just to have it, do it going up the
well, I'll
mountain.
definitely be bringing mine now just in case, because there's definitely a wee bit of a flare up. But so the hike. Let's talk some more about the hike. It's next Saturday. You're doing it for uh as I am. So do you want to
Yeah.
talk a bit about that, the story behind it, why you're doing it, and why we need donations?
Yeah, we need a new inhaler for Jerry or Gerard. Need
Don't
a fucking
even
oxygen tank.
wear your mask. Wear your mask when you're standing and when you're spraying. Trust me.
Yeah. He's like, so you want to see fucking, just off topic, fucking Stewart. He's a mad cunt. He doesn't wear a mask when he sprays. He does loads of spraying, right?
Oh my
And you know,
god.
what's that stuff he gave me? I was doing a job and they had brass handles they painted, and I said, "How am I going to clean these off?" And he gave me that
Rust-Oleum?
stuff. You dip it into it, like, is it
No.
Rust-Oleum? This liquid he poured in, the fucking smell of it. And he goes, "Me on, this will burn the paint off. You'd be grand." And I goes, "Oh, I
Nitromors?
use it."
No.
Yeah, so yeah, that's it. Yeah, it says I use it
Nitromors?
every day. No wonder he's fucking tiny. He's shrinking with the smell and everything. Oh, he's a man called
Oh,
the person on.
brilliant.
But
Brilliant.
but anyways, right. So the hike, we're doing it for As I Am, an autism charity. Um, why did I choose As I Am? I choose As I Am because one of the kiddos is non-verbal, and we were lucky enough. Well, Emma was lucky enough again. Fighting and fighting and waiting lists to get an AAC device. So the device itself kind of gives you a voice. So like we've noticed it already. Like I think we got it about maybe 4 months ago. And already we're noticing words, using words, maybe not, conventional, like, like please open the door, but using like even today, bedtime, bedtime. And before you wouldn't have had that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah,
that's why
it's
that's even
amazing.
for you. Yeah, 100%.
It's amazing.
Like I don't know I don't know if you watch the Assemble, or this just a little bit off topic. The Assemble. I don't know if you heard of it. It's what it is. It was on. I think it was on Virgin Media. A room of autistic and neurodivergent people, and they can ask famous people just any questions at all. Like, and it was the kid. There was a fella on it. Not a kid. He was probably I say maybe early 20s, and he wrote a song. We were just talking. He wrote a song. He's not verbal. He wrote a song using the device, but it was called. Sorry, I'm upset. It was called "I'm Still Alive Inside," and it was about that. Like, even though he can't talk, his brain works perfectly. So it's like even here, like you think to yourself, oh, they're not talking every day, but fuck me, are they aware of everything?
Yeah.
100%, like 100%.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I choose As I Am. And then again, unknowns to people, I'm doing it barefoot. The reason for doing it barefoot is I want to bring awareness because I've always said, like, obviously, myself, I'm dyslexic. I'm, part of the neurodivergent group. My mind thinks differently, and I always say it's a gift. And other autistic people will say, "Oh, it's a gift," but then it's the other side. Kids that are non-verbal, they can't tell you if they're in pain. You'd have yeah, like even adults still, like, it's like the smallest thing could set them off, and they can't tell you why. So I think me walking barefoot for like nearly Jesus 4 hours, I'm gonna be able to. I'll be fucking telling everybody that I'm in pain. But I think it just brings recognition to it because when you hear of autistic, you think of fucking, I don't know, like famous people that have autism. They don't think of the other side that, like, you're non-verbal and you can actually communicate fully. So that's why I'm doing it barefoot as well. Like,
No, Jenna's nonverbal, and
yeah,
like, but Jenna again doesn't know how to use the machines or the. Uh, I know the one you're talking about because my niece has it.
yeah,
My niece has autism. My nephew has autism. Jenna has Noonan syndrome and is
okay,
severe learning difficulty. But again, Jenna's only she can say hiya, which is the only word she's ever said.
yeah.
Um, and we were always glad it wasn't a swear word like fuck. You know what I mean? But again, like that wee hiya and your worst day, or you have had a bad day and you
Oh,
come
it's breaking
in
my
and
heart.
Jenna's just like hiya,
Yeah.
and it's not. I think Danielle believes it's not hiya as in we like hiya, like it's just
How are you?
she's
Yeah.
picked up hiya, but I often would just love like even to say daddy, and it's selfish because
No, it's
just to
not
say
selfish.
daddy
Yeah.
just to be able to have a conversation with her and just say, "How's
Hmm.
school, babe? How are you?"
Yeah.
And you talk about pain, Jenna will come home with cuts on her wee knees versus fell. Jenna's blind from the lower quarter, which we only found out a couple of years
Okay.
ago, from tests and different things and specialists. As you'll see when the way she walks, it's like you're pissed. You're walking, you're sort of feeling all around you, but she it's just when she's in pain or just anything, yourself, like when you've
But
had a
there you
bad
go. So
day,
yeah,
we go,
I
we've had a
recognize it with
shit
you.
day,
Yeah.
this, that, the other. Whereas Jenna can't say that, and she
Can't
can't
tell you. Yeah.
say, Dad, you know what? School was shit today. I have a sore tummy. I need a crap. It's like, we just have to, and we can communicate great. And I'm sure you can too with the wee kiddos. But it's those wee things that we all you take for granted, you really do.
Yeah. 100%. It's like you were saying when she started saying, "Hey," it's just like it's to some way it's like winning fucking money or something. It's like do you know that bleeding film? What's it called? The Trolls. So we did that film in the house. The Troll film. It's just fucking trolls anyway. But one of the songs is like Love Train. And like I dance to kids all the time. Like I just love just
Oh,
being
I'm the
who I
same.
am with the kids. Yeah. And we had that song on. The next minute, they started singing it. And me and I were like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Brilliant.
sang the first verse, like, yeah. And we're like,
Brilliant.
Jesus fucking Christ. And now a couple of months ago, that wouldn't have happened. But I'm noticing myself, different things, progressing in certain ways, like, and it's just mind blowing, like. And but I do think though, like, it's what would you call it? I think you have to be in that situation to appreciate it, like yourself. Like
It's
saying to anyone else, I wouldn't really know. Like,
I'll see before I had Jenna, autism, anything that I'll tell you right now, I hadn't a clue. I didn't particularly, yeah, didn't affect me, didn't care. It was just doesn't affect my life. Why should I be bothered?
yeah,
Um,
yeah, 100%.
and I don't mean that in a not. I just mean
But why
because
would it? Yeah,
you know,
it doesn't. You don't know anything about it, nor does it
whereas
affect you.
when I see like Jenna's not autistic, she has autistic traits. She could
Okay,
be. We just don't. We can't tell. We don't know.
you haven't been
Um,
diagnosed. Yeah, yeah,
so it's not like I think Danielle can answer better. I don't want to talk shit, but when I see my wee niece, um, she can now say words and talk.
yeah.
Certain things, and it was nonverbal for years. And the amazing work that these people can do to get
Oh,
the wee
100%.
ones to talk. And I think Danielle's been good at educating me in terms of like it's not about us, what we want.
Yeah,
It's about what they need. It's about giving them the best
that's a good way of
opportunities.
putting it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas we come from it from a selfish point of view in terms of like for me a big thing, um, I don't talk about it a lot. It's all deep within, but I think one of the main things that really hit me when I first learned about Jenna and realities of what life was going to look like was I'll never get to walk her down the aisle.
Uh, yeah,
You know, and like
yeah.
Danielle was just like, it's not about, yes, but that's a you problem, not a, it's not a her problem.
No, but
Jenna is the
yeah.
happiest kid in the world. And she's the happiest kid in the world. And all these wee kids are happiest kids and adults because of the people that surround them, you know?
You know what? That's why, like in that video I put up today, I was like looking to be like, thinking different. You see these kids, neurodiverse. Let's say neuro because it's covering everybody, like autistic, Down syndrome, everybody. And you think
Yeah.
like, ah God, there's no ah God. They are fucking loving life.
You're
They
right.
they are
They're looking at us.
they, yeah, they're looking at us as being like, I'm fucking being fed. I'm being watered. I have great family around me. They have no fucking troubles in the world. Okay, yes, if they're in pain, they can't tell you being the reason why I'm going barefoot. But otherwise, they're fucking the life of Riley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why you can only think that way inclined. But you're saying about walking the aisle, 100%. I understand that maybe I wouldn't go selfish. Maybe I don't really think so. It's what you always dreamt of, and it's hard when you realize maybe that why not ever come. In fact, you never know what's around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it, because you're sort of, like I said to you at the very beginning of the conversation about that fairy tale, it's like you went in to check the scans, different things. It was like, oh, this isn't the way it's supposed to be. And I think it just, like I say, it's not, you're so conditioned to be, leave school, get a job, get married, have kids. That's it. Good luck.
Yeah,
And I think you
no, 100%.
realize, uh it's really, it's not like that, and it shouldn't be. And it's sort of, if it can happen, it will happen, and be prepared, enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey. And that's why I'm very much keep her lit. Just keep her lit.
Yeah,
Stop sweating
just
the
yeah,
small
100%.
bullshit. And do your best, be a good person. And it doesn't take a whole lot to be happy. It's all the shite that we bring into the equation, which is, I need, I want, I could be this, I need to look like this, I need to sound like, load of shite, ego. If you would talk about the kids being happy, because they're not sort of aware of the world, in terms of, you know, in social media, you're carrying, you're carrying the world's fucking issues, the news, the negativity. And
Yeah,
you need to be in Dubai to have a good life. You need to have a
no,
yacht,
100%.
parked up in the marina to be successful. You need to have a fucking Ferrari, now to make people feel like you're doing well. Like, it's the biggest load of nonsense. For
No, exactly.
me,
Yeah.
a wee fire, a bottle of wine, and chilled out vibes, and that keeps me happy, man.
No,
You
I'd
know,
agree with you. It's like you have a shitty day and you come home and you see, like, to me, I see the kiddos just fucking laughing at the reflection, just laughing, and you're just like, yeah, that's it. That's that. You know what I mean, what are the worries in the world for when you have that?
it's the
And I have, like,
cuddles.
yeah,
You'll come
exactly
in
that.
and you get the big cuddle, and you're just like, "Yep, leave it at the front door and
But
be your
that's
best
like,
version of
remember
yourself."
you said before about leaving the front door. That's what I do now. Like, my WhatsApp says I work 7 to 4, and that's it, because and especially now with the way, with the baby coming, and when the baby arrives, you have to have that cut-off point, because them times won't fucking come back again.
Yeah, 100%. I wish I had known that. I wish I had the maturity and you know, like, even with having my second daughter came along, Juliet was born. I took, I think it was 1 day. That was it.
Yeah, but like, what age were you then, though?
Huh?
What age were you? What age were you back then?
That was almost 8 years ago. So what was that? 2018. And the builder and work, and I was working for this builder. Had projects with him. Had private customers. Had about 12 people working for him at the time, and this job needed to cross the line. I needed to be there, and I remember we went up late on the Thursday evening. Was it Thursday? Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for this here. And basically, I remember being so tired. We did hear this here. This is how much of an ass. So Juliet was born, and I was so tired. I'd done like a super shift. Like, I mean, I finished about 8, get home, eating a dinner off the knees, watching Love Island. And Danielle was like, we had fell out. I think Danielle was angry
Mm.
at me for working so late or something. We had fell out and we were eating our dinner. And she didn't want to say, but she was having contractions. That's how stubborn Danielle is, you know. And but she's she goes, "You're gonna have to take me up to the hospital." I says, "What for?" I think I've just I'm having contractions or something, and the water broke. And I was like, I was going around in circles, didn't know what to do, what I do, what I do.
Yeah.
And we went up and she had a baby that night. Wee Juliet was born, water birth, unbelievable. One of the greatest things
Warbird,
ever.
like in the fucking in the pill
Oh,
thing.
I honestly,
Fucking hell.
honestly, unbelievable. And Juliet, I was the first thing Juliet looked at. I don't know if that was a scary moment for Juliet, but it was an unbelievable moment for me. And that night after everything, the nurse came in and just handed the baby Juliet over. And could you change the nappy? I was gone. I was like, I can't. I don't want to drop the baby or do something. And
Yeah.
Danielle was like, change the nappy, Jared. And I was like, I can't. I'm too tired. And she looked at me and went, "You're too tired? You absolute ganch." And so yeah, and then I went to work the following day. And that's one of my biggest regrets
Yeah.
because I wasn't there for Danielle when I should have been in very key moments. And if I could,
But like, it depends what
talk
age
to
you are as well, though. Like, do you know
well,
what I
it
mean?
does and it doesn't. I think it's because you don't have that good key figure, maybe, or somebody to tell you, look, you know, that's not that's not important. We
Yeah.
think we think it's important. We think, we think that project or that wall needing painted or that person might think you're an asshole. Um, who cares? This is key moments in your life you will never get back. And if somebody is upset about that, you can you can tell them goodbye or get
Oh
somebody
yeah. Yeah.
else. But what I'm trying to say is if I was speaking to any guy or girl out there smoking it and they're busy, teams, you name it, family comes first, always.
Yeah, yeah. No, I would I'd fully agree. It's like the woman takes me look at the outside of the job. I told her I'm so flat out at the moment. And you know, well, you just have a look. But when I look and when I knocked on the doorbell, she came in and she goes to me, Mister, I'm so busy. I said, well, hang on a minute there. I was like, my partner is in hospital at the moment. There's hyponesis. We're pregnant. That's my priority. And then she goes to me, oh no, I was only joking. I was like, fuck this, like, do you know what I
Uh,
mean?
no,
So more
I th-
important things.
no. So like, I take full responsibility for it. Like it wasn't anyone else but me, and so like now it's like taking Juliet does swimming and all these wee things, and you like we all beat like I beat myself up all the time. You're working a lot. You're trying to do things, and
Yeah,
it's just I'm a people talk about work life balance. It's bollocks. You can only ever give 100% to one thing at one time. If you're trying to juggle all the plates, you're not giving what you need.
you're not going to be able to. Yeah,
I'm a big believer in whatever you're doing at that time or that moment, give it 100%, get it done, get it complete, move on to the next thing.
yeah, yeah. I'd
So
agree.
like for me, it's like if I'm at the swimming with Juliet, I'm at the swimming with Juliet. I'm watching Juliet. I'm encouraging her. I'm over at the sidelines going, keep her lit,
Yeah,
And it's the same as if I'm with Jenna, I try and or maybe me and Jenna's in the living room. We're on the sofa, or we're cuddling and watching Miss Rachel, whatever it's called, and having the crack. It's present at that time, at that moment, because like yourself, the mobile phone, if it's there, it's opened up, it's being
oh yeah,
flicked.
100%.
You know,
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's why I'm trying to, when I come home, just stick it away. And last weekend, like I was just fucking sick of I don't know everything. Trying to juggle, you know yourself with events, trying to juggle the hike, trying to juggle the business, trying to be there for Emma. And I said, you know what, just put the fucking phone away. And that's
Yeah.
the best thing to do, like, you know.
I think if you can just it's not easy. Like it's not in this day. Like your attention span now is non-existent. It's just what's next? What's next?
Yeah, yeah,
And like for us now, especially Danielle and me, at nights if we're together, Danielle is very much let's put the phones in the kitchen. Let's leave them there. Let's chill out, get the fire lit, watch a wee movie or something, and just be present. And we all sit and worry about the future, think about the past jobs, or think about, this, that. All we can ever take control of, I believe, is right now, the
oh,
decisions we
100%, yeah,
make
yeah,
right now, the people we have around us, the positive people we surround ourselves by, rather than the negative mood hoovers that are just out to feast on
yeah,
made up bullshit, and ultimately because they're hurting, they're trying to bring people down. Yeah, I try and keep them people away from me as much as
yeah,
possible,
I agree.
and
I,
there's no need for it.
no, you don't need activity like that around you either. Like, it's just,
you know
yeah, it
there's
drains the fuck out of you as well.
there's enough of it. There's enough of it on social media, without
Yeah,
having, and it holds you back. It holds you back, as well. So it's like I always try now to make sure I'd rather be on my own than with somebody that's talking negative
oh
about
no, yeah,
somebody,
100%, yeah.
or
Like,
that
what's the
negative
point?
energy. I would rather just
But like,
stick an Audible on or a podcast and, listen to some crack or, you name it, rather than even working with somebody. Yourself, you're on a job with somebody and it's just can't be arsed with today. Oh, hate painting. And you're just like, this isn't going to be a
yeah.
good day. Do you know what I mean?
But there's so many studies as well. You should really look it up. That like, if you have two plants, like two flowers, and one flower, and like it's been shown, it's loads of on YouTube. One flower you're talking shit to all day. The other flower you're watering. The flower on the left dies so much quicker than the flower on the right because you're just negative, 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 and
Brilliant.
it drains the fuck out of you. And it's
Brilliant.
because like I got mad into Buddhism and Buddhist culture and all
Love
during
it.
COVID, and because I kind of like we passed like we didn't get into that. We'd be hit the fucking 12 o'clock if we did, but like I was just a bit kind of lost and shit, and just like you're saying there about fucking having kids. You're like about 8 years ago, I was on a fucking bag somewhere on the session, loving life, didn't give a shit about anything. But yeah, so like before obviously COVID, but then I got the man to Buddhism, and I went to the Buddhist temple in Dublin, and then I went to Kadan Buddhist Center. I went to all the teachings, and they talked a lot about that, like just showing that if you put negative energy into one
Yeah.
thing, it's not gonna, it's not gonna grow. It's not gonna do anything. Like, and it's so true. It's like
100%.
it's like if I met you now for a walk, and you're like to me, oh, how are you getting on, Sean? Like, and how are you, whatever? And I go, oh, yeah, good. Come here, Jerry. I'm doing this and negative, 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 negative. You go home. You don't want to fucking talk to anybody. You're like, I am drained talking to that fella. And it's so true. So true.
But it's also it's who you're telling it to.
Yeah. But I
Do you know what I
think,
mean?
like,
So like if
you,
you're telling the right person, you don't need them, you just need them to listen.
yeah,
Sometimes you don't need them to be telling you all the solutions. Um and that person is happy to listen and they're happy to just let you because they understand you and they
no,
understand
100%. Yeah,
you
yeah.
just need to offload, rather than bottle it all up because I'm like that. I'll bottle it all up, bottle it all up, bottle it all up, and then I blow. And like instead, because like who do you have? Where Danielle, when I chat to Danielle about it and offload, I just need her to. I'll say to her, I know the solutions. I just need to get it out of my head. And Danielle's like,
Yeah,
okay, and she'll just listen. And
yeah
then I'm
that's what,
like,
yeah, yeah,
I
no,
I
yeah.
think by talking it out, you automatically come up with a solution. You know
Oh,
what
yeah,
to do.
because you keep it in and it's not healthy. It's like, it was like last week. I'd like said to Emma, like, just blah, blah. And she's like, I don't know. I just need to fucking let it out 'cause I'm fucking annoyed over it.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
something didn't work. I'm not looking for like how to fix it. I just need to let it out in my body. That's why I started doing a bit of journaling when I remember, because you write it out and then it's gone from your mindset.
100%. Write it out. Write
Mm.
it down and make it
Write it
plain.
out.
Write it down and make it
Yeah.
plain. And funny, I was actually listening to quotes on the way home from Marcus Aurelius, Aristotle, I think it is, and the Buddha, and different things. And it's just these wee simple quotes that just remind you, just that wee bit of positivity, that wee bit of, you know, just
No,
all this
100%.
stuff. Keep out all the noise, you know.
Yeah, but it's always like I don't know if you ever watched the Tommy Tiernan show. There was a sage Buddha on that. He was from the UK and he went to he moved to Thailand and became a Buddha and did all of his training and everything. And Tommy Tiernan was saying to him like, "How do you stay zen?" He's like, "You can stay zen when you're meditating on a mountain, but one Christmas day in the kitchen with your mother, Zen goes out the window and you have a panic attack." It's so fucking true, like.
Oh, 100%. It's a muscle. It's
No, yeah.
constantly um, you know, it's constantly working hard at making the right decision at the right time at the you know,
Yeah.
it's we all go through it. We're all out there trying to make it work and learn about who we are and being better versions of who we are, and it's all part of the journey.
No, 100%.
As you know, the crack. But in terms of yourself, this year, what's the goals? Um, I mean, you've just became a Crown ambassador. You're the
Yeah.
Ireland's first paintworks ambassador. I don't know if there's intending to be any more, but yeah, you're the first. You've
And
also
yeah, so
probably another thing to touch on, I suppose, too, is like probably because of that, it's probably encouraged Kev Paint Warrior to come to Ireland. I mean, we don't really get anybody actually really coming and making an effort. I suppose
no,
that's
definitely not.
helped.
Yeah, so Kev came over, Jesus, when was it? It was over a year ago now. And he wanted to meet up for dinner. So I would have met him previously, just have a chat and be the show. He wanted to meet up for dinner. I was like, that's a bit mad. And it's a long story, but how he asked me to be an ambassador without me realizing that he fucking asked me to be an ambassador. It's only about a few hours later I realized when we had a few pints. Um but it definitely we've had events with Kev coming over, which is great. Like, see, that's the thing now is Ireland is not so much little old Ireland anymore. You have these big companies coming over because we've had stepped up, be it social media. Do you know what I mean? Like even Rob the fucking Monarch ambassador now. So
That
there's
was
two
great.
ambassadors. Yeah, like there's two ambassadors now in Ireland with two big companies. That's never heard of. When I started about a year and a half ago pushing the social media, there was no ambassadors in Ireland at all. Then obviously on Pain Warrior, Q1 and Crown. Like I think there's a lady up the north. I'm not too sure where she's from. She's a Q1 ambassador, but otherwise down south of the first Pain Warrior and the first Crown ambassador for all of Ireland. Like, I don't really contemplate what actually happened till I sit back and realise what I've achieved in a sense. But yeah, it's definitely mind blowing. Like you're saying, like, what's the goal for this year? If you asked me back in early January, the goal was to try to focus in on a Sid book. Not really to actually say,
Oh, I didn't even show Sid.
stop after all
Ah, brilliant.
that. My goal was to do a Sid book and aim it at neurodivergent kids. Like Sid going through his Avengers, Sid with me when I was a kid, stuff like that. That was the goal. But the next minute you have Crown are knocking on my door. On the tools were knocking on my door. Do you know that the company in the UK? Then were lucky enough to get pregnant. So you have all these things happening that weren't on my original agenda.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
but
mean? So I think
yeah, that's life, isn't it? But we think we
a
have the
hundred
plan,
percent.
and then life goes, by the way, this, and this, and we'll have to uh
Yeah,
navigate through it. You know.
100%. 100%. Like at the start of the year, I was like, I want to push paint the paint fan. I'd love to have a Christmas party doing the paint fan. But now I'm gonna have a newborn, so I'm hardly gonna go out on the session when I have a newborn baby. Like, do you know what I
I
mean?
don't know. You might
There's
change your mind.
Excuse me, but it's just like I think at the start of the year, my goal was just to keep doing what I'm doing and slowly tick it away. And then obviously, Crown came knocking on my door. Um, yeah, and then now we're pregnant. So like, it's just great. You just don't know what's around the corner. But what I
Yeah.
would say to anybody, like you were asking me before off camera, like what I'd say to anyone starting off, I would just say like just be yourself, but don't fucking. You only grow outside your comfort zone. If you're nervous doing something, just fucking do it. Be it on camera, you make it show yourself. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? It's up there. If you do a story, it's up there. It's gone. I just feel if I never took the chances, flying over to the UK on my own twice, going out for dinner with Kev, going out with Q1, what grounds can I be using Crown, doing my videos, being my own personality, being my unique self. I wouldn't have any of the achievements that came over the last 2.5 years by any means
I, th- I
at all. And
think
look,
I think also, Sean, I think you need to take any any light that's being shown on, or the island of Ireland, I suppose, Northern Ireland, you name it, um, is a good thing.
oh yeah, hundred
And
percent.
getting the companies that are like, I'd love to have a big painting convention. Not a convention, that's the wrong word. A paint
No, but I
fest.
didn't gather it. Yeah, yeah,
I spoke about it in the last episode, or the last couple of episodes, where having a big warehouse with like food trucks, DJ, live demo sites for spraying, wallpapering, um, also like not motivational, but like people up talking about price and marketing, like people that are on the ball, but like yourself, who's able to attract these companies, but also shine a true representation, which is, this is fun. If you're not setting out to be a
yeah.
millionaire by posting
No,
content, it's about a win-win, which is companies are getting exposure, you're having fun with your content, and your customers are getting to find out more about you. It's the transparency that people want and what people need. So like these events, like I would love it, big beer pumps, a class event
but
somewhere. It do- you know,
like who's saying it can't happen?
oh, it's gonna
Like,
happen. It's gonna
no,
happen,
what
but it's
about like
gonna be
no?
2027.
Yeah, no, but like next summer we could both put our heads together and just do something somewhere in the middle or wherever, and just fucking get
Oh,
everybody together.
and like get a couple of sort of old school DJs or something, or I
Yeah,
don't know. We'll get
no, but
something.
like,
Somebody will know
but
somebody.
no, exactly. But you know yourself, it's like me coming to the paint fan, you coming to the paint it forward. It came out of nothing, and now it is something.
Oh, why?
So if we both said right, come on, let's do this next year. Like in all fairness, Ireland now as a whole, north and south, is not the way it was a couple of years ago. We have like we have ambassadors, we have paint big companies, we have social media. We're the same, if not more, than the way it is in the UK. Like, and we could easily power out a fucking area, get sprayers, get people talking. You do talk, I'll do a talk. Some people at Instagram, how different companies come along. It could easily happen. There's no saying why it shouldn't happen.
I just think it would be unreal because it's like a concert stroke um concert. It's just a big, like, every single one of us loves learning about tools.
Yeah,
Every single one of us likes learning a new skill, or being around people that are pumped, and the right people will come to it. So it's like it's not like people are gonna come that are like, I don't want to meet people, I don't want to learn something, I don't want to
No.
have a beer, and I don't want to have a good bit of food. Whereas you imagine like a big sort of, I'm thinking like a big smoker, big meat area. You know, you get your steaks or burgers and
Yeah, of
food and
course.
like just unreal, and just or rock out or something like that, or some of these bands, and just
No,
have the
I think that could be a good
absolute
goal for
crack,
27. Yeah,
you know.
I think
So
that could be a good goal for 27. Definitely.
I put it up in the academy group a couple of months ago and said, "Look, what do you think about this?" And like there was an overwhelming amount of support, which was just like, "That sounds awesome." So
Yeah.
I don't have the time, and it's too late this year to. Well,
No, no, I think
you know, I
27 is time
think
enough.
2027, and like
Yeah.
you see all the. I haven't been to any of the
P&D show.
shows, the P&D
Yeah.
shows. I was supposed to go there, as you know, at the end of last year, but life happened, work, and I sort of lost a couple of guys moved on and different things, and I didn't have the capabilities to get over. But um, I might go to Trade Decorator Live only because I'm away on holiday. I'm gonna miss the other event. So I'm sort of, hopefully the
Think
schedule. I'll
about
have to double check with Danielle and see. I might go or catch up with a few people and meet some new people and different things. But um, I think, I haven't been to any of them yet, but I just think we could bring the noise. I think
no,
we could set a new
I
bar.
yeah,
You know.
I I think I think between Croagh Patrick, between painting it forward, we've shown that over here things are the same or whatever compared to England, 100%. So you know yourself. Like a couple of years ago, there was nobody connecting, nobody talking. Everyone just did their own thing. We have events happening all the time over here. 100%. I don't see why not. 27. We could look at hiring a place, DJ, food, chats, spraying over there, painting over there, different brands coming over, showing their products. Yeah, 100%. I
Camping,
think that's like,
we could have camping options.
yeah,
If
well,
we could
like,
do a
yeah.
24-hour sesh.
No,
Like a
I
wee
think that's
mini
nice.
Glastonbury. But so yeah, so this year the biggest thing is making sure baby's here healthy, Emma's healthy. You're gonna be a dad. Uh, and keep the head down and keep her lit.
Yeah, 100%. No, and you have to make sacrifices. Like, obviously, I'd love to do the painting forward this year because last year I couldn't get up. This year I'd love to do it, but I think like we had a chat a few weeks ago when I told you the good news before. I told the whole world the good news. When I have spare time, it's just painting the house, getting stuff ready in the house, getting stuff ready for the baby. Your priorities change. But then
Yeah.
next year we'll have a big festival, so it'll be as good as.
Well, look, it is what it is, but we can only do what we can do, and we have to make sure we're prioritizing our time. That's all we have. So, but we've got Pretty Boy, Uncle B's coming over this year. We've got
Yeah,
Dylan from Florida, um, which is unreal. Like, I mean, we're even attracting over the guys from the States, which is pretty cool too. So, but no. It's the so far the longest episode with 2 hours 18, and I feel like we've missed out on so much.
probably, yes.
So we may have to do a part two here in a few weeks. But the main objective is to get to know Sean and talk about the amazing hike he's doing on
Yeah,
May 2nd. We are climbing we're hiking up Croagh Patrick. I keep
yeah.
saying Croagh
Stroke.
Patrick.
I'll be
Um,
having a stroke.
we are at Sean is doing it barefoot, and the madman, and we're all probably gonna carry him, no doubt.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so.
but and Sean isn't small. Sean's not wee Sean. Sean's big Sean. He's a big man. So but look, I really appreciate your time. Is there anything you feel we've missed you want to add before we leave or draw it an end?
Um, no, I think maybe another part would be good shout. I would just say that anyone that's taken up their own business, doing social media, just stay true to you. Try not to follow too many trends. Just be unique. If you be unique, you stand out. It's worked for me the last 2.5 years. I'm an ambassador for three companies. And yeah, just be unique, be different, and just stay true to who yourself is.
And I suppose
100%.
as well, for someone that's dyslexic and talks
Oh, yeah.
about it, look at how far you've come. So anyone that's also don't let anything hold you back. You
No,
know,
definitely not.
listen to the right
Definitely not.
voice,
Like,
which is keep her lit. And remember, have fun in business, have fun in life, and enjoy it. So Sean, you have been awesome. I've really enjoyed the chat, man.
well,
It's been like a roller coaster. We went up, we went down, went sideways. Jared nearly had an asthma attack. We went out to get Sid, but then we forgot about him. It's been great crack. So look, thank you so much. Thanks for everyone who has watched in and shared this journey with us. And thank you so much to everybody. And Sean's all over social media. He's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. Go check him out. See you on the next one.
no,